Hi, everybody. Welcome into Prom Central. No, welcome into On Cable Tonight. I'm your host, Loretta McNary. And yes, we are decked out today in our bedazzled gowns for a great cause and purpose. And we have the #1 person for Operation Prom Memphis with us, Lisa Wilcox. And she is the reason why we are wearing these lovely gowns. And we will have a mini fashion show to show you the extreme line of dresses that she has available for girls who are seniors in high school. Everybody, welcome to the show, Lisa Wilcox. Hi there.
Hi, how are you?
Lady, you're so awesome. I just want to tell you that publicly. I think what you're doing is huge and it is so awesome. So thank you for that.
You're
welcome. What you're doing. So tell us a little bit about you.
Well, my family and I moved here back in 2010. My husband works for the university, so that's what brought us here. And for the first year that we lived here, I didn't get real involved in a whole lot of anything. And then the second year, I started seeing some needs, and I've always liked girls. I've always loved glamour, and I've done feeding the homeless. I've done things through my church, through Bellevue Baptist Church. We do a lot of serving into the community. And when this opportunity came out for me to start a chapter here, I think that's what I'm supposed to be doing. So
how did you find about Operation Prom? Because I know it's not just a local thing, it's a national thing.
It is a national organization that was started 12 years ago out of New York. And the founder, her name is Noelle Armenia, and the way it began was she went back to her high school. She talked to her principal, and her principal told her that there were 10 girls that weren't going to be able to attend their senior prom. So she called her girlfriends, they donated dresses, and that's how the foundation began.
Wow, how many years ago?
That was 12 years ago.
12 years ago, okay.
And so then pretty soon the media picked up on it, and she was able to expand in her smaller network of Connecticut and New Jersey and Vermont and the areas in the eastern coast. And so there's another program in Chicago called the Fairy Godmother. And so I helped out a little bit with that. My daughter and I did a little bit of that when we lived in the Chicago area through her high school.
Okay, so you were getting set up for what you're doing now. Basically what it sounds like. God was ordering your steps, getting you the information, getting you the experience and the know-how to really pull this thing off in a grand way. And you probably had no idea, yet here we are. So you launched Operation Prom Memphis. This is your second year?
This is my second year. I mean, I hope it will go on for many, many years to come. What happened was I served on a committee for my son's senior prom, and I began to ask some of the families, if they had an organization that would help girls receive a free prom dress if they could not afford it. Okay. And they said no. And so then I began to Google and look at organizations and research. And that led me to the national organization, which is in New York. And the founder called me and said, I think you ought to set up our very first chapter in the entire state of Tennessee.
Wow.
So I said, well,
that is so amazing, because all they literally have to do is have a C average.
That's right.
Have a financial need. Who doesn't?
That's right.
For an extravagant prom dress, and then have a counselor that can verify that there is a need like that.
And a senior.
And be a senior in high school. Definitely for your senior year prom. Because we know there are like 8th grade proms, 9th grade proms, and all that, and that would be a lot to do. So seniors, it's their last hurrah in high school. So you want them to have a fabulous dresses, and even families who are not like really, really wealthy, they still would do whatever they can to get that prom dress. Most of them will. But then you have them having to choose, can I pay my light bill? Can I pay the car note? Can I pay insurance? To get my daughter this dress, which I want to do because I love her and she deserves it. So to have somebody like you say, this is important to me too, that these young ladies who are seniors in high school get not just a used dress or a gently worn dress, which there's nothing wrong with that, because you got to start somewhere, but you've been able to get someone to donate these dresses, brand new gowns, which I have on now and she has on now, an example of what is available, and then the one hanging, and then our models. So that is just so huge. I know you sleep so good at night knowing you're doing this, because, not in a prideful way, but just knowing that you're giving back.
Well, think about it. If you, as a girl, we all want to look beautiful, we want to feel beautiful, and we want to be like Cinderella.
Yeah.
This is the second most important dress anybody will ever wear, a girl will ever wear. They're gonna, their wedding gown's gonna be number one, and their senior prom dress is gonna be number two.
That is so true.
And so, I saw these girls, and my heart really went out to them. And my husband works at the university, and there's some areas around the university where you can physically see the need. So find a need and heal it, find a hurt and heal it was kind of my motto, to start Operation Prom here.
Okay. So when you first got started, what did your family think? Oh, she's taking on something else, or were they like, yeah, you'd be great at that?
My husband just couldn't, in his mind, figure out how I could get from point A to point B.
Yeah.
And originally, the way the model is set up is you ask for lightly used gowns. And I had real reservations as to how I was going to acquire these gowns. But I prayed about it.
Yeah.
And God really opened doors that no man can open. There's no way I could have orchestrated this. And I did some research, and I found a company locally that was doing business in the garment industry, and I asked if they would be willing to speak with me. And so I had no idea, Loretta, what they were going to give me. And so, my first year doing this, they said, we're so interested in this program, we want to give you 1,650 dresses.
Wait a minute, I know a lot of your story, but I didn't know that part. 1,650 dresses.
Yeah, and the dresses are brand new.
Brand new dresses.
And they begin at about 400, and they go up, in essence, up 1,200.
Ah.
And so last year, they gave me literally a $1 million donation. And so I thought, wow, I think, like you said, God was ordering those steps for me so that I could be a good facilitator, and what much is entrusted, much is given.
Expected, yes.
That's right. And so, I want to be a good steward of what God has allowed me to be in charge of. That's it. And so I sent 1,100 of the dresses to every chapter across the entire country.
Okay, so you shared your 1,600 dresses with the other chapters of Operation Prom.
That's right.
Wow. See, I didn't know that either. We've talked a lot, but I guess you couldn't tell me everything because we were just so excited about the dresses and getting my Pink Eagles involved and just to show the dresses. So, because we're talking dresses and we're talking how this all started, but it's all about making sure young ladies who are seniors in high schools get beautiful gowns. And it's no cost to you moms and dads if there's a need. And usually it's probably going to be a single parent home that most of the girls are probably going to come from. But there are some two-parent families who just cannot afford it though.
Well, I think, there's different circumstances for each child.
Yeah.
Possibly someone got laid off for something that was not their own fault, or there's an illness that happened that you weren't counting on.
Yeah.
And so, this is a bright point in a child's life.
Yeah.
And so, as much as she doesn't want her parent to be suffering in any possible way, they want their child to still attend their senior prom.
Yeah. And to look beautiful. And like you said, there are two dresses that are uber important in your life, and that's your prom dress, because I still remember my prom. It's probably still in my mom's attic too. I still remember it, and my girlfriend and I, well, I hate saying girlfriend, but she's my best friend. She and I had the same dress. I had a pink one and she had a blue one. Oh, wow. And it was just so gorgeous, and it probably looks really geeky now, because I'm not going to tell you how many years ago it was, but we thought we were just so cute and so fabulous. And you never want to take the dress off.
Right, because you only get to wear it one night.
Yeah, you want to keep the dress on as long as possible and get a ton of pictures. So how do they apply? How do they register? Because registration ends March 18th.
March 18th, and that's just due to you need to line up the inventory with the children and the sizes that that I have. So I have sizes ranging from size 0 to size 26, and then each size just varies, and how many gowns I have in each size. And so the girls
and
register.
They're in every color and every
style.
Style that you can imagine.
Fabric.
And everything from off the shoulder to on the shoulder. But I do have to say, there was nothing that was, risque in your inventory at all.
But we had a mother approved.
Yes, it's definitely mother approved from a very conservative mother at that. So yeah.
Well, I mean, I think Yeah, in this culture, I want the girls to look beautiful and feel beautiful, but I don't want too much exposed.
Yeah, and they have to understand that's where your value is, not how much skin you're showing.
Right.
You know, don't sign up for I want to show the most skin competition at a prom. Sign up for I want to feel good, look good, and not show any skin, you know, not show a lot of skin, because you're going to have your arms out and probably a little cleavage, but I think that's okay. And I want girls to understand you are still as beautiful, or more beautiful, really, when you show less skin.
Right.
Yeah, and so your dresses do that. Your beautiful gowns that start at what, $400 and go all the way up to $1,200. That's crazy. That's a $1,200 dress.
I mean,
for
there's
a teenager.
cars out there for that.
I know, exactly. I was like, wow. Okay, so where do they register?
Okay, the way the program works is I work with the school counselors, and the counselors need to verify they're a senior, they need to verify that they're in financial need, and they need to verify that they're in good standing with their peers and the teachers, and that they're getting a grade C or higher in all their classes. And so they can go, once they have the verification from their counselor, they can go to operationprom.org, and there's a registration form, and they fill that out, and I myself register every single child, so no other parent or volunteer is going to see that personal information. So I get their first name, their last name, their email, their phone number, their school, the counselor's name, their grade point average, and their dress size. And then I send the copy then to the national organization, so they know who I'm working with, what the girls are.
Everything is above board, and you're meeting their requirements for you.
Accountability, you know?
And that's huge, because you want to be able to do this, and you're using, you know, you're representing them on a national level. So I like how, and that covers you, and it covers everybody, actually, when you have that form completely filled out. So you go to operationprom.org.
Yeah, that's right.
.org, operationprom.org, to register.
That's right.
And how soon do you let them know that they are one of the girls chosen?
Well, I mean, just this week I sent out emails to all the girls that have already registered. They've been registering since October. So we've been doing this for a while. I hosted a luncheon at Streets Ministry, which has graciously donated their location to host this event for us.
Okay.
And so we hosted a lunch, and I met with all the counselors. We talked through the whole program. I explained it all to them. I gave them my direct phone number so that if they had questions, they could roll it out to the parents, and so on and so forth. And so the girls, I sent emails out just this week saying it's a first come, first served basis. So all I know is they're a senior, and this is their counselor, and this is their information. So girls numbered 1 through 30 come from 9 to 10. Girls 31 through 60 come from 10 to 11, and they are assigned a personal shopper the day of the event.
Okay, and so the actual event where they'll go and get their dresses is March the 28th at Streets Ministry.
At Streets Ministry,
yeah,
right.
And you can get all that information. A lot of people on Facebook, and I know there's some grandparents who are raising their granddaughters who are not using online access to anything. So is there a phone number where they can call to reach you, or do they need to get somebody who can go online for them?
It'd be better to go online,
okay.
Because right now the only phone number is really my personal private
Yeah, you
cell
don't want
phone.
to get that on air.
Yeah.
Okay, so grandparents or aunts or even parents, if you don't have online access to register your daughter for Operation Prom, find somebody who can, and because it will be worth your time. It will be worth you picking up the phone and say, hey, I don't have a computer or whatever it is. Can you go online and register my daughter?
That's right. Well, and even if they fall short or the website's not working, there's a fax form they can fill out, and they can fax it in, and it goes directly to the national organization, and then they actually email all that to me.
Okay.
So she has direct access. Girls and their families can still get direct access that way.
Okay. So make sure you do that. Aunts, uncles, friends, neighbors, whoever is watching this show, you know of a young girl who's a senior in high school, a C average, and has a financial need. They can register to get a free gown, a very free designer 100 over a foot. Whew, I saw them, y'all. They are awesome. I've seen them on Facebook. They're so beautiful and awesome. So you make sure that you do this, because she's trying to give these dresses away, and that's what she wants to do. She doesn't want to hold on to them, but we need your help. So if you know of a senior in high school who has a C average, a financial need, and has a counselor who can verify it, go online to operationprom.org and fill that out, right?
That's right.
Okay, so you get all the applications and you have all these dresses. So when the day of, tell me how that looks, the day of when the girls come get the dresses.
The day of, there's a registration table, and the girls come in and they're by number, so there's their name, and a volunteer will say who, you know, because they can come from 9 to 10, you know, number one might not show up first. So they come in, they check them off, and then a personal volunteer brings the girl back to the gymnasium area where we've taken over the entire gymnasium area, and then they take 3 measurements with a soft measuring tape around their breast, around their waist, and around their hip area, so we know that we're bringing the girl to the right size. Because let's say you're normally a size 6 or an 8. Some of these gowns run tight, and the fabric, especially if it's satin,
is not forgiving.
It's
not going to give at all. Yeah.
And so they may go up a size or 2, but don't let them get stressed out about that. So the volunteers take 3 measurements, and then they bring them to the designated size, and they have a conversation with them, and then they select 2 or 3 dresses of the young lady's choice.